In tonight's headlines, former Macau top judge Sam Hou-fai is elected with overwhelming majority as the SAR's next chief executive. More than 6,000 riders take part in this year's Hong Kong Cyclothon, which also featured family-oriented events. And the government has allocated up to $940 million to the Hong Kong Sports Institute to provide stable financial resources for around 1,500 athletes. Sole candidate Sam Hou-fai was elected as the sixth-term chief executive of Macau, securing an overwhelming 394 votes from the 400-member election committee. During the vote, 398 members cast their ballots, of which 4 were blank, representing 98.99% of the total votes. Applause erupted as Sam was declared the unopposed winner to take charge of the gambling hub. Describing the achievement as the pinnacle of his life, 62-year-old Sam said he is committed to fulfilling his political manifesto faithfully, with the primary goal of meeting people's expectations for a better life. Sam highlighted that he will unswervingly implement the one country, two systems principle and safeguard national sovereignty, security, and development interests. Born in Zhongshan in Guangdong province, Sam studied law in China before moving to Macau in 1986 and was appointed president of Macau's Court of Final Appeal in 1999. He resigned in August this year to run for the top job. When he assumes office in December, Sam will be the first chief executive of Macau who does not have a business background. Chief Executive John Lee congratulated Sam for his victory and expressed confidence in working closely with him. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
Hailing the recent amendments to the closer economic partnership arrangement between Hong Kong and the mainland, Financial Secretary Paul Chen said the expanded free trade agreement will remove more barriers for SAR enterprises and professionals in sectors such as finance and legal arbitration to enter mainland markets. Writing on his weekly blog, Chen said, under the revised agreement, Hong Kong-founded companies registered in the pilot cities of the Greater Bay Area can opt to apply Hong Kong law to their contracts and designate Hong Kong as the arbitration seat for dispute resolution. These initiatives will also encourage foreign investors to prioritize Hong Kong as a base for expanding into the mainland market, which Chen noted will help attract investment and create more job opportunities in the city. Meanwhile, Hong Kong's role as a super connector and super value adder will be further enhanced through the relaxation of travel restrictions for non-Chinese Hong Kong permanent residents to travel to the mainland. The finance chief revealed that, as of early October, over 48,000 applications have been submitted for such travel permits, and around 16,000 permits have been issued so far. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
Nearly 6,000 riders took part in this year's Hong Kong Cyclothon, which was flagged off from Tsim Sha Tsui this morning. The event featured a 50 km race and a 32 km race. As dawn broke, eager riders gathered along the waterfronts in Tsim Sha Tsui East, waiting to hit the road. This man said he was excited to cycle on the Tin Kau Bridge and Tsing Ma Bridge for the first time, and participating in the event had always been his target. Another rider was just there for the fun of riding along with others and wanted to complete the race safely. Sharing her creative styling of the helmet, this woman said the weather was much better than last year. British cyclist Chris Froome, a 4-time Tour de France champion, and Hong Kong legend Sarah Lee along with veteran cyclists Wang Campok and Marco Kwok, were part of the fun.
Yeah!
The 50-kilometer race took the riders across the Tin Ma Bridge, Tin Kau Bridge, and Stonecutters Bridge, as well as several tunnels, including the Eagle's Nest Tunnel, Ching Tin Tunnel, and the newly added Sha Tin Heist Tunnel. It is the first time that the finish line was moved to West Kowloon, where the fastest rider crossed over 6:33 a.m. After the race, Froome said the event was unique.
I think these are roads that cyclists would never normally get the chance to enjoy. So to be able to really take in the city, take in the surroundings, just what an amazing experience.
Lee said she planned to catch the sunrise this year, but she was riding too fast to see it, and the clouds kept it from being perfect. Family's fun rides along new routes were a new addition this year. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
In light of recent medical blunders involving trainee doctors, Secretary for Health Lo Chunmao today said that authorities will step up intern doctor training and check with the city's 2 medical schools whether they're providing sufficient practice for students. Highlighting the incident last week at Pamela Youde Nethersoul Eastern Hospital and an earlier situation in June at Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Lo emphasized that the repeated mishaps could no longer be viewed as individual cases, but reflected a systemic problem. We hope to strengthen training for interns on insertions of nasogastric tubes. This will be done urgently within a short period of time this year. We hope to improve service quality and ensure the public will not be worried about this medical procedure, Lo said. The health minister also said authorities will examine the training process at the medical schools of the University of Hong Kong and the Chinese University. However, Lo rejected suggestions that senior doctors be responsible for common medical procedures. It would just lead to a collapse of our entire medical system and affect its overall quality, he said. Quentin Yang, Cable News. Chief Secretary Eric Chen said that the government is committed to advancing sports development in the city and pledged to step up support for local athletes. Speaking at a special race day organized by the Hong Kong Jockey Club to honor the SAR's Olympics team, Chen hailed the remarkable achievements of the athletes at the Paris Games with a record haul of 4 medals, which included 2 gold and 2 bronze. He attributed the success to the collaborative efforts of the athletes, their teams, and the broader sports community, along with support from various sectors of society. Chen highlighted that the government has allocated up to $940 million to the Hong Kong Sports Institute to provide stable financial resources for around 1,500 athletes. Meanwhile, the institute also promotes the dual development of athletes in both sports and academics by offering scholarships and providing support for retired athletes. Chen also emphasized the significance of multi-sector collaboration in sports development, mentioning the Jockey Club's 3-year Athlete Incentive Award scheme as a vital component alongside government initiatives. Under this scheme, Hong Kong Olympians received over $17 million in bonuses this year, with fencing gold medalist Edgar Chan and Vivian Kong getting $6 million each. Looking ahead, Chen noted that the opening of the Kai-Tak Sports Park next year will coincide with the 15th National Games, the 12th National Games for persons with disabilities, and the 9th Special Olympics Games. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
A 49-year-old construction worker died after falling off a scaffolding in Ho Man Tin this morning. The incident occurred at the Stanford American School on Princess Margaret Road. Around 11 a.m., police received reports that a man had fallen from the 5th floor of the school building. Emergency services rushed the victim with severe head injuries to the nearby Kwong Wah Hospital, where he was later confirmed dead. The worker was the primary breadwinner for his family with 2 children, according to the Association for the Rights of Industrial Accident Victims. The Labor Department has launched an investigation in the tragic fall.
As fighting between Israel and Iran-backed militia group Hezbollah continues unabated, Lebanon is experiencing significant internal and cross-border displacement. The Israeli military requested the evacuation of 23 additional villages in southern Lebanon yesterday, uprooting hundreds more residents from their homes. Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati said approximately 1 million people, about 1/5 of the country's population, had been displaced. However, welfare groups estimate the number could be as high as 1.5 million. This mass movement is complicating humanitarian efforts for both international and local charity organizations. The World Food Programme has stated that its current stock can only support 1 million people for up to a month. But as the conflict escalates, displacing more people, no one knows when food supplies might be cut off.
We continue to engage with all parties, including the Israelis, to insist on IHL and humanitarian principles to be respected.
Local charities are also intensifying their relief efforts. US-based welfare group Road Central Kitchen said they can distribute 50,000 meals a day, but they noted that this is far from enough given the skyrocketing food prices and dwindling funds. However, the most urgent thing needed is an end to the brutal war. Kun Qingyang, Cable News.
Women contestants took part in the Asia Triathlon Championship, which kicked off at the Central Waterfront this morning. Comprising of a 750-meter swim, an 18-kilometer bicycle ride, and a 5-kilometer run, Zoe Clark of Australia and 36-year-old Sofia Kovacs of Hungary were in the lead as they hopped onto their bicycles. Followed closely by Hong Kong's Bailey Brown. Zigzagging through the roads in Central, which were exclusively closed for the event, Asian Games bronze medalist Brown tried to catch up with Clark and Kovacs. However, Clark was a strong contender and took first place.
For second place will go to
Kovacs also held on to her position, finishing second, while Brown gave the SAR a spot on the podium, finishing third.
Again, the podium here at home.
The men's event featured nearly 30 contestants, and Hong Kong's Jason Ng was in contention as he made it out of the water. But it was the Aussies who dominated the race, with Lachlan Jones taking first place, followed by compatriot Braden Mercer. Japan's Ryoya Tamazaki was third.